Most people feel a little uneasy driving late at night. The empty highways, the silence, the endless darkness stretching ahead of you. It's almost like being trapped in another world. I used to tell myself it was all in my head. Just tiredness, paranoia, nothing more. But what happened to me on a back road one night is something I still can't explain. The drive begins. It was late on a Saturday. I'd stayed longer than I should have at a friend's house. By the time I left, it was close to midnight. The fastest way home was through the back roads I'd driven hundreds of times before. I wasn't scared of them. In fact, I preferred them over crowded highways. That night, though, the air felt heavier than usual. The sky was moonless, clouds swallowing any hint of light. My headlights were the only thing carving a path through the pitch-black night. Beyond that narrow glow, there was nothing but endless trees pressing against the sides of the road. The radio wasn't working either. It had gone dead the moment I left town. I thought maybe the signal was bad out there, but still, the silence made the drive feel emptier, lonelier. The first encounter. I was about 20 minutes into the drive when I noticed something ahead. At first, I thought it was just a road sign, but as I got closer, I realized it was a man. He stood on the shoulder of the road, one arm raised as if signaling me to stop. It's not unusual to see stranded drivers, but something about him froze me. He wasn't moving. His arm wasn't waving, it was perfectly still. His body didn't shift or sway, even though a breeze was clearly moving the trees around him. I slowed down, just in case, but as my car passed, I turned my head for a better look. The man was gone. There was nowhere he could have gone. No houses, no driveways, not even enough time for him to run into the woods. I told myself it had to be a trick of the headlights. A shadow. Exhaustion playing games with me. But even then, my heart was pounding harder than I wanted to admit. The woman on the road. I tried to shake it off, focusing on the drive. But about 10 minutes later, I saw another figure ahead. This time, it was different. A car was pulled over to the side with hazard lights blinking. A woman stood beside it, waving her arms desperately. Finally, something normal, I thought. A broken-down car. Someone who needed help. I slowed down, rolled my window down slightly, and leaned toward her. "Do you need help?" I asked. The woman turned to me. Her face was pale, unnaturally pale. Her mouth opened like she wanted to answer, but no words came out. She just stared at me with wide, glassy eyes. It wasn't the look of someone begging for help. It was something else, something colder. A shiver went through me, and before I even realized what I was doing, I hit the gas and drove off. The woman disappeared in my rearview mirror, swallowed by the dark. But that wasn't the last I saw of her. She appears again. A few miles down the road, I saw her again. She wasn't by a car this time. She was standing in the ditch, her arms at her sides, staring directly at my car as it passed. My stomach dropped. It was the same woman. Same pale face. Same glassy eyes. I drove faster, but no matter how far I went, she kept showing up, at the edge of the trees. Standing just beyond the guardrail. In the distance on the shoulder of the road. Always the same face. Always watching me. By now, I was gripping the steering wheel so tight my hands were cramping. My breathing was uneven. I didn't even want to blink in case she appeared right in front of me. The silence breaks. At some point, my car radio, dead the whole drive, crackled to life. But instead of music, it was just static. Then, in the static, I swear I heard a voice. It wasn't clear, but it sounded like whispering. Not one voice, but several, layered on top of each other. My skin crawled, and I smacked the radio off. That's when I noticed something even worse. In my rearview mirror, through the back window of my car, she was sitting in the back seat. The home stretch. I nearly swerved off the road. My whole body went cold. I didn't dare turn around. I just stared at the road, pressing harder on the gas, heart pounding out of my chest. After a few seconds, I forced myself to look again. The back seat was empty. I was shaking so badly that I almost pulled over. But then I thought about her waiting for me outside. About her face at the side of the road. About the possibility that if I stopped, she might finally catch up to me. So I kept driving. Faster than I ever had on those roads. Every second felt like an hour, but eventually, I saw the familiar turn onto my street. My house came into view, and I've never felt more relieved in my life. The final encounter. I pulled into the driveway, slammed the car into park, and stumbled out. My legs felt like jelly, but I forced myself inside and locked the door behind me. I leaned against it, catching my breath, trying to convince myself it was over, that I was safe. But as I walked down the hallway toward my bedroom, I passed the large mirror hanging on the wall. And that's when I froze. In the reflection, behind me, she was standing there, her pale face inches from mine, her mouth finally opening wide. Aftermath. I woke up hours later on the floor of the hallway. The house was silent, empty. The front door was still locked, nothing out of place. But when I looked in the mirror again, there was something different. Fingerprints. Dozens of them, pressed against the glass from the inside. I don't drive that road anymore. In fact, I avoid driving at night whenever I can. Because deep down, I know if I ever do, I'll see her again. And next time, I don't think she'll let me leave.